Nerd Renegades.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Nerd Rage Renegades podcast, coming to you live from our hotel in Chicago, Illinois.
Early. It's an early day.
Oh, it's so early after a freaking epic weekend at C2E2. My freaking God.
Epic weekend, man. And we're going to have to space all this out over the next couple of weeks. And it's going to be some editing for Spin here, but man, did we have a good time. And wait till we get to what we did Saturday. I don't know when we're going to talk about this, but the Saturday night was, I guess we'll talk about Friday first.
Let's talk about Friday.
We'll do like Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, that sounds good. And then subsequent episodes. This is like a mini-sode. So you're getting this mini-sode now, early this week, and then you'll get some full episodes coming with interviews and things. So yeah, let's talk about Friday. Well, let's talk about Thursday because we went to the Field Museum.
Oh yeah, that's I almost forgot about that.
Yeah,
so much happened at C2E2. We almost forgot that Thursday when we got into town, we went to the Chicago Field Museum. More specifically, me and Spin specifically wanted to see the Ghost in the Darkness.
Definitely. I mean, we've had a whole episode on the Ghost in the Darkness, and to see the actual lions.
The Savo lions that they said it confirmed like 28. I think it said on the sign there's like 28 confirmed and possibly 100 or more.
Killed, man-eating. Eaten by these lions. These lions would... They say there was something that happened with these lions that caused them, like I was looking at the skull of one and like a tooth was like broken or something.
Yeah.
They said that could have been like the catalyst for it to become a man-eater.
Yeah, and the unusual thing too is that they're two male lions, and usually male lions don't pack up like that or go rogue together that way. And they were really unusual, and if you go on our Twitter, actually, if you go on the Nerd Rage Twitter or my Twitter, SpaceG75, there is a picture of me and Spin with the Savo lions and their skulls.
It was really cool. I mean, these things are huge. There were some great exhibits there. The mummy exhibit.
Oh, the Egypt exhibit is amazing. The dinosaur exhibit.
Really cool.
Just incredible. You look at some of those things, and when you stand up now, you don't get the sense of how huge dinosaurs were.
Yeah.
Literally monsters roamed the earth at one point.
Or the giant sloth skeleton they had. That thing was fucking huge.
Yeah,
it was like King Kong.
All of this, you'll be able to see all these pictures in the upcoming weeks coming on Twitter, but you'll see what we mean. It's just unbelievable displays. The gym exhibit was pretty cool.
Yeah, a lot of gold. There was a lot of gold.
Tons of gold. Well, some of and there was a lot of that in the Egyptian, like real Egyptian gold and jewelry from mummies that they had. Matter of fact, they had one mummy behind glass where they had the face exposed, and then they had the jewelry tacked on the inside of the glasses to where they found all the jewels on the body. And oh man, just amazing stuff. And the intricacy of handmade jewels and gold jewelry from thousands of years ago is incredible. The ingenuity of mankind is mind-blowing.
The jade, the bronze, all that stuff, the way they could make you get the patterns on the discs and things.
Oh, it's unbelievable. And when you see it, it's like you see that stuff in books. It's just nothing compared when you're standing right in front of it. And you can really look at it up close and be like, holy shit, these people knew what they were doing.
So interesting. And all this stuff, like I said, in the Egyptian part, and then all the taxidermy was really cool too, especially in one of the cases where they had all these different sized creatures, and then they had a human, but it was the old 1990s bendable Belle Beauty and the Beast figure, and it said human, not actual size. That was hilarious. I was like, I had to take a picture of that and send it to the family. I was like, this is fucking funny as hell. Yeah, and
right when you walk, the architect, even just the building itself of the Field Museum. I mean, there's been a lot of movies and stuff shot in there too. Like actually the movie The Relic always comes to mind because they filmed they even like the outside of the building and everything. You see a lot of it. But just the architecture of that building's amazing. You go in there and they've got the big marble statues. It's just really all the architecture in downtown Chicago. Everything here is really beautiful.
Yeah, it was a great day there. Got to the hotel, chilled out, and then Friday started the festivities of C2E2.
Yeah, and Friday was a pretty light day. We got there. There was still a lot of people, but it was lighter than Saturday for sure, and Sunday. But we walked around some pretty cool booths. We talked to a lot of publishers this weekend.
Yeah, got to talk to DC, Image, IDW, Big Dog Inc., Boom, quite a few others that we're now going to be in contact with and be promoting news and things like that for them. Friday was great. We interviewed Pat Gleason on Friday.
Yeah, Pat Gleason on Superman. Got to talk to him a little bit about my thoughts on Superman and maybe what's coming up maybe for the future Superman. So look forward to that interview.
Especially with Action number 1000 coming out.
Yeah,
and he's got. You'll hear about it when we post the interview. He's got a story in there. And then Friday we met Breckenmeyer, Zeb Wells, and Matthew Sinrai
of Super Mansion on Adult Swim.
Yep, co-creators of Robot Chicken.
You'll hear it in the interview, but Breckenmeyer is hysterical. I don't want to spoil too much, but something to do with the sponsor of the show. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. And that's going to be, some of these interviews are going to be, when you hear them, they're going to be really interesting because these interviews were conducted in a round table. So it was us and then other media outlets.
Yeah,
so,
you'll see the tags. We're going to tag everybody from those other shows.
Yeah, that way you get a full interview and not just like one or two questions, because most of the time we got like one question in.
Well, me and Spin were smart because most people showed up with one person to represent them. So me and Spin got two questions right in a row.
Yeah.
So
gotta
you'll get us
smart.
Right.
But really great people, a lot of great cosplay. All 3 days.
Yeah, the actual cosplay contest was on Saturday, but leading up to that all day Friday, you'd see more people were starting to come into town, and you'd see some of the cool stuff. But man, I got to give up to cosplayers. I know there's people out there that think that cosplay takes away from cons and all that. That is complete nonsense.
Yeah.
Think about how boring that would be, just milling around in those crowds with just a million normal people just walking around.
Yeah.
You walk by and all of a sudden, hey, there's Harley Quinn standing right there. And these are good, like top-notch cosplays.
Yeah.
These are not just somebody slaps some makeup on their face to show up. This person spent a year or better making this costume, and it looks perfect. Like you could put it right on film and make a movie with it.
And then all the different takes on a character. I mean, we saw like Demon Harleys, we saw the Gwenums, we saw different variations of Disney
Superior
princess.
Octopus.
Saw Superior Octopus, different variations on Disney princesses, like Gypsy princesses, Jedi princesses.
I saw like a mobile, like a mobile suit Gundam Elsa.
Yeah. Everything from DC Bombshells to, we saw Michael Jackson there.
Yeah. A composite Freddy Jason
that was
split
cool.
right down the middle, and it was perfect, like prosthetic makeup and everything.
Yeah, a couple Deadpools, not as many as we thought.
Yeah, the Deadpool scene was pretty light this year. There was a lady Deadpool that was really good.
Yeah,
and
there was a couple of Gwenpools.
Oh yeah, I see. More than a few Gwenpools. So Gwenpool's just the one Gwenpool. I'm thinking of Spider-Gwen. There's a lot of Spider-Gwens. Spider-Gwen seems to have filled in the slot that Harley's kind of.
There was a lot of Spider-Gwens, a lot of Diva from Overwatch.
Yeah, there are a lot of Overwatch stuff there.
Some great Monty Python.
Oh yeah, there was a whole crew of. You had King Arthur. You had all Sir Robin.
Bedivere. You even had Newt.
Yeah.
Dingo. Those were really cool. People from Attack on Titan, people from Death Note. So many anime, a lot of steampunk. We got probably close to 50, 60 pictures of cosplayers this weekend, and just the different takes. They'll be posted on Twitter and Instagram, because most of these people had Instagram accounts, so I got to put the Instagram back up because I want to make sure I tag them in the pictures, because I want them to get credit. So a lot of Instagramming going on.
Yeah, and give them props when we put them up. Give them props, man. They deserve it. The pictures we took. So these people spend a lot of time, spend a lot of money on these costumes, and they go all out at these big cons like this. And So, you say cosplay is not necessary to cons. Bullshit. Con would be boring as fuck if there weren't cosplayers.
There was the first, one of the first ones we got was a husband and wife team.
Yeah.
They do it together. Husband and wife do it together. I'm going to say though the winner of cosplay this weekend was the little X23.
Oh yeah. We got a picture of little girl, claws. The whole
get up is X23.
Yeah, and she was not even like with. They looked like a mom had brought her kids for the day, but this little girl looked like X23 from the movie.
Yeah, and when we asked to take a picture of it, man, she posed just like X23. I mean, she put the claws out and she got into a stance and everything.
Yeah, the mom was even like, we're like, do you have Instagram or anything? And she's like, no, we're just regular people. We just showed up.
But she was like, thank you so much for making her feel good, taking her picture and things like that. So that was really, really cool.
But she did a good job.
She did a fantastic job.
Better than some adults there.
The only one I wanted that we saw when we were smoking that we never found again was a guy dressed as Super Fieri.
Yeah, there was a Super Guy Fieri.
Super Guy Fieri. Oh my God, from Dumpsters, Dive-Ins, and Drives.
But everything, I would say 99.9% of it went great. A lot of people think of Chicago might be a rude city. Everybody here has been friendly as hell.
Yeah.
There was a couple incidents, and this wouldn't be nerd rage if we didn't rage a little bit.
Yeah.
So I will. I wish I knew the name of the. I wish I knew the name of the booth because I would blast them. But I don't know. I'm not going to name names or name the vendor. But I'll tell you, a situation that happened with me on Friday was as you guys as Spin knows, and as you guys probably know from us talking comics all the time. Spin and I have some pretty high-end collections of books. So I was looking for actually a first appearance of Moon Knight and a few other books that I was looking for. So I went to a vendor and I was browsing his back. They keep all the expensive stuff up on the back so people don't just bend it and look it through boxes or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the back wall and I'm on the outside of the booth. I'm kind of leaning over looking, and this guy comes over to me and kind of taps me. He's like, move, the guy that runs the booth. And I kind of look at him, and I look, and there's a guy. He's making me move because a guy wants to look in the 50-cent bin that's right there. Yeah. So I look right at this guy, and I said, you're an idiot. You could have made possibly hundreds of dollars just now. So, and I said, I assure you, I won't buy from you at all. I don't care if you're giving it away. So I walked away. So then he got a big gruff look on his face and flopped back down in his chair. But that was the one asshole vendor that I met all weekend. Everybody else was really cool. All the other vendors were very nice.
Every other vendor was cool.
I'll remember him next year, too. Asshole. So if you happen to get our card somehow and listen to this, remember the guy with the dreads? Yeah, that was me. I'm never buying nothing from you, ever.
On the flip side of that, to talk about cool vendor.
Yeah, this guy went above and beyond for sure.
So it was Friday. And we were walking. It was about the end of the day. It was getting close to the end of the day.
Yeah, we were about to wrap it up.
Yeah. And I saw a vendor, and he had a whole bunch of old school, like, Masters of the Universe toys.
Loose figures and
bags and Thundercat toys. And then I saw he had a whole, he had totes of old, and he had them in individual cases, little packets.
Little plastic preservation cases.
Of G.I. Joes.
Think CGC, but for action figures, kind of.
Yeah, but not great.
Not great. It just protected cases.
Yeah. So I looked at him. I said, "Well, I've been because I had it as a kid, and because I served in the Marines. I said I wanted a gung ho in his dress blue uniform. Had it as a kid. Loved that figure. Been looking for it again, and eBay prices are just outrageous. So." He looks in it. He looked in his because he actually had like a book, so he could remember where everything was.
A catalog of these figures.
He pulled them out. He pulled out a gung ho, and I said, "Oh, awesome! How much do you want for it?" And he just goes, "Take it." He said, "You're a veteran. I'm a veteran. We need to help each other out. You go ahead and take it, no charge." That was really cool. Yeah. He didn't have to do that, but big props to that guy. I wish I could remember his name.
Yeah, good guy. I'd also but we're not to get into what I want to talk about Saturday night separately, but I also want to give props to the Troma team at the Troma table because Friday we went by there Friday too, and the Troma